Hello, everybody. This is Gary with Gary's Fish Room. Welcome to part two, Rapashy. So basically, if you saw part one, go back and check that out. But this is after the Rapashy has cooled. Just kind of knock it around a little bit. It'll pop out of the pan. And then sometimes it's got some moisture on the bottom. I like to get a paper towel and kind of soak up any extra moisture. I found out that with Rapashy, you don't want a lot of moisture hanging around with it. It makes it spoil quicker. So I just try to dry it off if at all possible. And basically, I used to use a butter knife for this. That'll work. But the pizza cutter seems to work real well. I mean, it was like $2 for the pizza cutter. And hopefully it doesn't bother you that it's not going to be perfect. I just want to get the job done. I don't really care if they're that even, obviously. But basically, I'm trying to make probably 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch squares out of this batch. The bowl on the left there is what I keep in my refrigerator. And if you're making a large batch like this, you don't really need, and you don't want to put the whole batch in the refrigerator because you won't use it in time and it will mold. It will mold if it's in the refrigerator longer than a week and a half, probably somewhere around there. So to compensate for that, what I try to do is I'll take about half of the batch and get a gallon freezer bag and fill that bag up with about, like I said, about half of the batch. And that is going to for sure get frozen. And Rapashy does fine if you freeze it and then thaw it out. It does great. I haven't had any issues. So we seal up the bag and then we're going to put that in the freezer after the video. But that's about half. And then I like to do a small sandwich bag with a little bit in. I call this my emergency backup. Because what will inevitably happen is I go through the initial fresh batch in the refrigerator, and then it's like, well, get the rest of it out of the big bag, and then you go through that, and you're like, oh no, I forgot. I need to make another batch of Rapashy. Oh wait, I've got an emergency bag that I've made up to throw into the freezer, and that's what that small sandwich bag is. For me, that's probably a couple of days worth right there in the small sandwich bag. So I can buy time with it if I'm too tired and don't want to make the Rapashy that specific night. So then, yeah, the rest goes in the bowl, and that bowl gets the lid and paper towel to soak up extra moisture. And there you have it. Y'all have a good one. Thanks.